Yo, what's going on, everybody? Your boy News here with a brand new video for you guys today, and welcome to my channel. Hope you all have a good day. Hopefully, it's feeling good. Do all the things the algorithm likes. Like the video, comment, subscribe as we go on our journey to reach 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch. Links to me from us below. It's Monday, Thursday. In today's video, we're going to do a reaction to why Warhammer 40k is different. I know we're getting like a lot of reactions on the channel, and this isn't necessarily a reaction channel. But you know, I keep seeing things that interest me, and when it comes to my reactions, I don't really take requests unless I literally say, give me a request for a certain topic. So generally, when it comes to my reactions, is based on if I see something that gets my attention and I want to watch it with you guys or share the experience with you guys. So we're gonna watch the video why Warhammer 40k is different. The video is by Do That. I'm going to, as soon as I pronounce his name, if it is not, I apologize to the original creator. So let's get into this.
I'm going to be honest, I wasn't that much of a Warhammer fan until last year, so I am pretty new to the franchise of Warhammer and
So am
specifically
I.
40k. My first interaction with Warhammer was in 2020 when this meme was popular. You might have not seen it, it only has a couple of views. When I saw this, I had a lot of questions. What is Chaos? Who are Psychers? And who are these big guys? Then, in 2021, I started watching some
You're
lore videos,
Ninja.
but I still had some questions. Who are the Chaos Gods? How does space magic work? How many Space Marine chapters are there? Finally, in late 2022, so about 2 to 3 months ago, I started watching lore videos on a daily basis. And now I have even more questions. One of those questions being, who are the Grey Knights?
The grades look amazing. Do you know?
Yes? Yep, I did, so do you have an answer? So why did I talk about my history with Warhammer? Well, it's because when I first discovered it, Warhammer 40k seemed like a generic sci-fi universe. I know it sounds really dumb to me now, but listen for a sec. Dispensable soldiers, super soldiers, ships taking shortcuts through another dimension, beings beyond comprehension, and so on. If 40k has all of these genre-defining tropes, then why is Warhammer 40k different? Well, you could probably list 100 reasons, but I'll list some of the main ones. Before I list some of the reasons though, I really hate doing this, but I really want to say that if you enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe.
No,
First,
I'm gonna like cut in right there. I kind of like it bothers me a little bit when content creators say that like they don't. I don't want to do this, like he said, and it's basically they don't want to sell promo. I feel like it's kind of unfortunate when it comes to where we are as a society on the internet and as content creators and viewers. I'm not just a content creator, I'm also a viewer, where we kind of like shade or look down on content creators, you know, basically promoting our own content on our own platform and like just saying like, hey, can you subscribe, can you like the video, things like that. Like it takes a few seconds, and I think a lot of people who aren't content creators don't understand the impact of just that one like and just that one subscriber. But every like we get, that tells the bot, the algorithm of YouTube, that people are interacting with that video, and the algorithm will push that video to other people. For example, my first reaction to Bricky had 1.7 thousand viewers on it, and most of that's because the likes, the amount of likes on that video kept pushing that video out. The algorithm kept pushing it out. And what it says when it comes to algorithm, the algorithm isn't terrible on YouTube. It's picky, and you have to feed it. You got to feed the algorithm, and the way you feed the algorithm is interactions, likes, comments, subscribes. Mostly likes, mostly comments. That tells YouTube's algorithm that people are digging this, and they'll push that out. So I kind of, it makes me feel a little sad hearing him say I don't want to do this, but you guys like the videos. Like, the least anyone can do is like the video. You're already watching it. It's just one button. It'll take you less than a second to hit that one button. Just do it. You know, whether it's my video, his video, anyone's video that you watch, help us. You know, like it helps us out. You know, and if we're trying to do this for like a future job, or we're trying to do this for like our own job, whatever reason we're making content, it helps us. It helps us, you know, be able to put out more videos. You know, I know, and he knows, and content creators know what you guys like based on what you're liking. You know, if I make a video and it gets 5 likes and there's like 10 comments saying you should do more videos like this, you should watch this video or watch that video, you should play this game or that game, but it's like, why? It only got 5 likes. I don't care about the 10 comments. It got 5 likes. This video will get more views if all those people in the comment section like the video. So if you want people to do more of a certain type of content, then you should like the video so they know that's what you're enjoying. You enjoying that content. You know, to quote Mr. L Boy, who does reaction videos, he likes to start his videos with, you know, like the video so I know that you specifically like this sort of content. They're basically saying like this lets me know which y'all are digging, which y'all are fucking with, and if y'all don't, then if you not liking the video, then I'll stop making this content. Basically, what he's trying to tell you. So there's a little bit of a tangent in the middle of at the beginning of this video, but it kind of like hit me in the heart a little bit when he went like because he has a very soft spoken voice. So it's like he's trying to like he's already apologizing or you know feeling like a little you know like he doesn't really want to like say the words. Can you like the video? It's like come on, we need to get out of this stigma or this taboo on you know it being bad to promote your own content. And you guys need to just you know support us. Like it doesn't cost you any money. Like if there's anything in content creation that doesn't cost you money, it's that like, it's that sub, and it's that comment. It's not about super chats. It's not about donations and things like that. Just those three things.
The reason I'll be giving is uniqueness. I think one of the best examples of uniqueness is space travel. I'll start explaining this by firstly explaining the example I mentioned before, when comparing Warhammer to other series. In Star Wars, ships take a shortcut through an alternate dimension known as hyperspace. This dimension is accessed by traveling at or faster than the speed of light. The most dangerous thing that can happen here is if your spaceship crashes into another spaceship, or a Star Weird entering your spaceship, though this is legends only. Navigating hyperspace requires skill, but a person with enough training can still do it. In Warhammer, ships take a shortcut through an alternate dimension known as the Immaterium, or simply the Warp, which is basically a sea of pure psychic energy, chaos, magic, souls, and hell. Every living, remotely smart being's soul is located in the Warp. Oh, and as you might have guessed, those souls aren't safe because they are vulnerable to warp entities. What are warp entities? Warp entities are basically entities of pure psychic energy that feast on souls. Hearing this, the first question that might come to your mind is, obviously, how do they get formed? Whose souls do they prefer eating? The answer? People who can use sorceries. Wait, are you a psyker? Well, tough fucking luck, because your soul will stand out more than a Minecraft beacon, making your soul more appealing to warp entities. I think it's about time that I started talking about how this is related to space travel at all. Before I start explaining, I want to apologize to any Warhammer fan because I'm not explaining all of this. Basically, there's this thing called the Astronomicon. What is the Astronomicon? It is the navigation system humanity uses to navigate the warp. Without it, humanity wouldn't be able to navigate the warp at all. To keep this system working, the Imperium, valuing human lives as always, sacrifices 1,000 psychers per day. Getting to the part where ships enter the Imperium, they enter by using this thing called a warp drive. To activate the warp drive and not die instantly, they need to find some place where they can enter the warp relatively safely, which is called a mandate.
Warhammer has a good way of population control.
The ship activates its Geller field, which is essentially a shield that prevents warp entities and demons from killing you the moment you enter the warp. Oh, right, I forgot to mention demons. Yes, demons do, in fact, exist, and they are ruled by 4 chaos gods. Khorne, Nurgle, Slanesh, and Tzeentch. Tzeentch. I think it's Tzeentch. These 4 gods have their own domains, which are all located in a special area of the warp known as the Realm of Chaos. Getting back to the ship part, if the Geller field works, then congrats, you can travel safely for some time. Some being the keyword here. From this example, you have probably understood that this isn't your cliche sci-fi space universe. Moving on, I think that this topic of uniqueness also ties in with the next example, the grimdark genre of Warhammer. Grimdark is, in my opinion, best described by Adam Roberts, a British writer. He described grimdark as a fiction where nobody is honorable and might is right, which is pretty close. Also, according to him, grimdark is the anti-Tolkien approach to writing fantasy. For example, in Lord of the Rings, there is hope, and the story centers around the main cast going on this epic journey to defeat Sauron, the Dark Lord. If this story took place in the 40k universe, half of the cast would brutally die at Helm's Deep, Saruman would nuke Orthanc, the tower he is seen in, and Frodo would have half of his body replaced by mechanical parts before going on to burn the ring while fighting a dreadnought containing Sauron's consciousness. This shouldn't be surprising, since the word grimdark actually comes from Warhammer. If you go onto the wiki page for grimdark, it says, the term is inspired by the tagline of the tabletop strategy game Warhammer 40k. In the grimdarkness of the far future, there is only war.
So Warhammer created his own genre. That's actually pretty cool. You know, I always said it before, a game kind of like transforms into a different kind of entity when it creates its own genre. We see this with Souls games. From Software created its own subgenre. You know, you got Soul Likes and Soul Light, basically just games that kind of follow the same kind of formula as the Dark Souls games. Those games are so good they make their own genre. Warhammer in this context is so beloved and so transformative in media that it has its own subgenre, grimdark. I think that's pretty cool. I think it's really cool. I never heard the term grimdark before. Again, we're a newbie to Warhammer, but it's kind of cool that it has essentially its own subgenre that it created, and there could be other games that could be inspired by Warhammer that decides to do this. Like you can see Warhammer potentially be kind of what some games with D&D are. Like so there's games that follow the D&D style that's based on D&D but not necessarily D&D. You probably see that with Warhammer wars. Like there's games that aren't Warhammer, have nothing to do with Games Workshop, but they're inspired by Grimdark. So they have a Grimdark style and things like that. So I think that's cool.
I'll give 2 examples of this. The Guardsmen of the Imperium are the manifestation of the word expendable. Guardsmen aren't heroes like in other universes, almost all of them will die, and the ones that don't will just get picked up and put into another war. The Eldars, or the Eldari, are also a good example, I think. They were extremely powerful in the 30th millennium. They were the power in the galaxy. The Eldar, of course, having all the power, were like, okay, so there's Khorne, the god of blood, Nurgle, the god of decay, and Tzeentch, the god of magic, right? So there are only 3 gods, and none of them have anything to do with pleasure or excess pride, right? So we can do whatever we want? And to this question, Slaanesh probably said something along the lines of sub and destroyed their empire. Yes, they birthed the Chaos God from their pride and pleasure-centric lifestyle alone. Now that is the Eldari grind set. So from these 2 examples, we can conclude that the grimdark aspect of 40k comes from hopelessness. The last example I'll give as to why 40k is different is the sheer number of content. The Horus Heresy, a single event in the Warhammer 40k universe, has 64 books written about it.
Good
64!
God.
And if you look at the Steam page of Warhammer, there are a lot of
Warhammer's
games.
intimidating. I said this in my very first video. That's what I mentioned, that I'm now interested in Warhammer and I want to learn what I can about Warhammer in a quick way that's digestible. I said that the reason why I was kind of like intimidated about Warhammer is that right there. There's so much content, whether it's the tabletop books, video games, some of the animated, like that's things like animated movies. You have like the Astartes. Like there's so much Warhammer content where it's like that's so much to try to like digest and intake. There's like it's intimidating, and I was like, this is like I've always wanted to get into Warhammer, but I just didn't get into Warhammer for that reason. Like there's just so much stuff. It's not as digestible as Halo. Like Halo has books, not a lot of books, but you can play through the entire Halo franchise without reading a single book, which most of the community has not read any of the books to begin with. So that's what they do. They just play through it without knowing about what happens in the books, which are actually canon to the game. So when it comes to like Warhammer, it's like I feel like you kind of like have, you don't have, I don't think you have to like read the books, but I think to like really understand Warhammer, to really enjoy Warhammer, you gotta be able to absorb a lot of the content, like a lot of, like not just, you know, some basic things, not just the Space Marines game that I just finished when it comes to the Let's Plays, not just, you know, individual things like Dark Tide or Vermintide, but you gotta be able to like you gotta ingest a lot of YouTube content, lore videos. You might want to read a book or two, you know, just some things, and play multiple games. Like I started playing Inquisitor Martyr because I just want more and more. You kind of just want to pull in as much as you feel like you can take in, as you can understand, just so you can get a better understanding of the universe, and also so you can appreciate it a little bit more. And like Games Workshop might be money hungry bitches, but that's kind of like, you know, capitalism. So I don't want to like turn into like that whole concept, but what they have put out when it comes to Warhammer is something that is very easy to fall in love with.
Like Halo, which is one of my favorite game series, Halo has 20 books and 16 games, 8 of which are spin-offs. Warhammer has over 350 books, and according to this Kotaku article, I found 65 games released or announced since 2014, which is insane. Apart from books and digital media, Games Workshop is still releasing new sets for the Warhammer 40k tabletop game. So, in conclusion, Warhammer 40k is different because of many reasons, mainly its uniqueness and grimdark aspect. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.
That was a good video.
When you're on Slack, you can say what you
that was
think, and then you can
a pretty
edit
good video.
Fix it,
I didn't mean
adjust
to
it,
like
add
click
an
that. I
emoji,
want
and
to check the comments and leave him a like. Yeah, leave him a like. I always say this when it comes to reaction videos. You should always like, not just like watch my own, like if you do, when it comes to reaction videos, you shouldn't just watch the reaction. You should also watch the original video. Give that person a like if you want. You don't have to, but get them to subscribe as well. But mostly get them a like, watch their content so they can get that view, because you know, reaction channels, you're basically you're using someone's content for your own content. So the least you could do, the least your viewers can do, is, you know, return what they're doing for your channel. Like the video and give them a view. This is a good video. It's very short and to the point. A lot of Warhammer videos are very long. But this one was short and to the point. Like some of the lore videos I've seen, like they're like an hour long for some of the lore videos. Some of them are longer than that. So like You know, this is digestible. Like, this is what I said. Like, sometimes it's good to have something that's very digestible. I think the Henry Cavill movie and TV show of Amazon are going to be very digestible, and that's what I like about these things. This is a good video. Like I said, I get a like. You should also do the same. Go to his video, give him a like. I'll catch you guys in the next video. His video will be linked in the description box below. So on Twitch streams, you can follow me on Twitch. Hope you all have a good day. Hope you all enjoy this video. I'll be your boy Anubis. Do all things algorithm likes, and y'all stay safe, stay true to yourselves, and be kind. I'm out of here. Deuces.